Plaintiff Azalea Bushrod says after she started dating the defendant, he became violent and abusive. Azalea claims the defendant not only vandalized her car, but also assaulted her by punching her in the face, and he was convicted of the assault. Azalea suing for a medical bill, property damage, and lost wages. Defendant Ralph Henry says Azalea is the love of his life, and he thought they were going to share a long, happy life together. Ralph denies vandalizing Azalea's car, and although he admits to hitting her, he insists it was self-defense.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Mr. Henry and I met. I was his boss at my place of employment, and he was one of my employees. We weren't allowed to date, while we were working together. He assumed work at another place, and after he got another job, we exchanged numbers and we started dating. 6 months into the relationship, things got to changing. He became a little jealous, possessive, little bit overbearing, and he always accused me of cheating.
He thought he was the boss at that point.
Pretty much.
That's not true, y'all. Turn the role around.
Right.
Go ahead.
At that point, one day I had come home from work. I had worked 10.5 hours, and I came home and I noticed that he had been drinking. He had been asking me repeatedly if I wanted to go to bed, come to bed, come to bed. I guess we were gonna have sex before we went to bed. So I refused because
you twisted up your face like that was a horrible experience. You didn't enjoy relations with your boyfriend?
Yes.
So when you twisted up your face, what was that about?
Because after 3 or 4 beers, I always told him that after 3 or 4 beers, I'm not going to engage in sex.
Okay,
right.
Go ahead.
So at that point, I had refused, and he continued to come and ask me, was I coming to bed? And I kept telling him no. So I eventually went on ahead and went in the bedroom. Once I made it into the bedroom, he then asked me, he said, well, you can go back and get on the couch, that's okay. I went and woke my son up, and we went and got a hotel room. I told my son that, I didn't want to get into a bad argument or anything, so we left. At 6 o'clock the next morning, I went to take my son home so that I could get him to his bus to go to school, and I noticed that Mr. Henry hadn't gone for work yet. When I went into the bedroom, I noticed there was a large hole in my bedroom wall, and there were several things that was destroyed. He vandalized the house. He tried to break my TV screen. He vandalized one of my vehicles as well. So I called the police.
That's not true. I'll let you respond.
So I called the police. The police came, they made a report, and then they told me that I needed to go downtown to proceed to get a restraining order, in which I did obtain. He had left me numerous voicemails, up to 25 voicemails. He had checked hotels that we had previously.
What happened to your car here, I saw?
He poured beer all over the car, hit it and put the dent in it, and then you can see a piece of the paper that says Miller High Life, and that just happens to be the brand of beer that he drinks.
How did all this end?
The police came, they filed the restraining order.
Let me hear from him now.
Okay.
Azalea was the love of my life. When I first saw her, when I first met her, she was everything. She was all of that to me, man. And
I'm not your man.
Excuse me, sir, excuse me. Well, I still love her to this very day. We had a lot in common, especially the R&B music. When she bring it to work after hours, we would put it on and have it coming through the speakers when everybody was gone. We shut down. I moved in an apartment with her. About a couple of months later, we moved from her apartment, we got a home. I only had one problem with Azalea, that she was insecure about the relationship. She thought that I was always cheating on her. I had a lot of side jobs. I'm a carpenter in general. And every time
a lot of women wanted you.
Yes. Unfortunately, it was,
Unfortunately, they wanted you.
No, sir. Unfortunately, it was a lot of my clients that I work for. A lot of my clients that I work for, after hours or extra money for, they happen to be females.
And they tried to keep you there?
No, sir. That's not true.
How did you know they all wanted you?
No, I didn't say that.
That's what I asked you.
Oh, no. They didn't all want me, sir. None of them did. I just came there to do the work, and that was it.
I'm sorry. No women want you?
No, not that I knew of. Not that I knew of, sir.
Not that you know of?
Not that I knew of.
Be honest. Go ahead. A lot of men think a lot of women want them.
Well, no, that's.
At least you're honest enough to know that no woman wants you.
No, not the women that I did the work for.
Go ahead.
I was interested only in Azalea.
You're a good man.
And that's pretty much it so far.
Mm-hmm. All right. You're missing something, huh? The destruction of property.
No, the destruction of property, no, sir, I did not do. I guess it was most unfortunate that the paper or the bottle that she found around her car or something was the actual.
No, they didn't know all that stuff.
Oh yes. Now I did do that, sir. I did punch a hole in the
So
wall.
why'd
We
you
were
do
living.
that?
Well, I was mad because I couldn't find the key. She had came in from that hotel that her and her son stayed at that night. She came in and she got some articles and she left back out. And I thought that she grabbed a bunch of
Why
keys.
did they have to go to the hotel?
Well, that's just something that she decided to do.
She just
sir.
likes to do all of a sudden up and go to the hotels every now and then. Kind of just felt like, I think I'll go to the hotel tonight.
Well, I guess so.
You guess so?
I guess so. Yes, sir.
You never bothered to ask? You say, honey, why are you going to the hotel?
Well, she seemed to be upset. She seemed
About
to be,
what?
I guess, well, she seemed to be upset about me drinking. I had a couple of beers that night.
Oh, okay. So you do know why now.
Yes, sir.
All right, a minute ago you didn't know why, remember?
Yes, sir.
She just likes to do that sometimes. That was your answer. Now it's because she was angry because I was drinking too much, which is exactly what she said. Never did anything to the car?
No, sir. Never did anything to the car.
Any other parts of the house did you damage or furniture?
No furniture. The stove, the handle on the stove was an accident. I was a pot getting ready to drop off of the stove. And I moved. I didn't have any shoes
Gotcha,
on.
sir. It was an accident. You didn't have your shoes on. All right. Ma'am, what do you want to tell me? You have any evidence?
The evidence that I presented to you, I also have
The pictures. He
copy
says
of
he
the-
didn't do it. He admits only to the wall.
and the stove.
He said that was an accident.
Right. It just all coincidentally happened that day that he was
Happened the
angry
same day?
and upset.
Yes, sir. It did happen the
Okay.
same
I'm
day.
with you. It's a coincidence.
Okay, right. Anyway, I have the estimate from the car.
All
If
right.
you'd like to have
now
that.
you have to prove a little
And,
bit of this car, though. You have anything that gives an indication that he damaged the car?
Well, it wasn't like that when I left to go to the hotel.
Did you
and-
ever call the police?
Yes. Yes.
What are you talking to me? Yes, I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
And I don't have a
All right,
police
I'm sorry.
report.
I did
Don't look at
contact-
me
I
like
did
I'm
contact the
crazy.
police.
You crazy not to give me the most important evidence.
Yeah, well, that was
Looking at
just
me
one
like
incident.
I'm crazy. Yes. I don't know. Sir, were you charged and or convicted of anything?
Yes, I was.
What?
I was convicted of battery.
Against her?
Yes.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
No property damage.
No, sir. No
Ma'am,
property.
what else?
6 days into that, I did the Christian thing, and I forgave him for vandalizing the house, and we started seeing each other again, but we didn't reside together. He didn't move back
What's
into
the
our
medical
house.
bill for?
The assault, which is an incident that happened on April the 16th. On April 16th, we went out to eat. When we went out to eat, the waitress who waited on us is an acquaintance of mine, and she worked for the adult bookstore, and she's very flirty. She's made it a point to make us know that her birthday was the next day. Mr. Henry went to the restroom, and I paid the check, and I left her a tip, and I paid for his beer. When he came back, he said that he was going to pay. He was going to pay. I said, I already paid her. She said the same thing. We both told him that I had already paid, so he was just holding the $10. So I was just like, okay, if you just want to give her the $10, just give it to her. You don't have to make an excuse to give her the money. You know, he was trying to impress her, I guess. I'm not sure. But he wanted to give her the $10, so I gave it to her. I put my food to the side, and I said, look, I'm ready to go home, you know. So when we got ready to go home, he realized that I was getting ready to take him home, that the night was going to end bad because we were arguing. Next thing I know, he started punching me in the face, cursing at me. He told me, stop playing with my feelings, stop playing with my emotion, you're messing with my head. I wasn't trying to talk to her, and then he put me into a headlock. He was holding my hand.
That's not true, yeah.
He was holding me in a headlock. The car was still, I was driving when the attack started. Out of the side of my eye, I saw some headlights pulling up, so I was leaning on the horn, and I guess the people who saw him attacking me contacted the police. I have a copy of the police report with that, and these are the pictures.
Sir?
Well, first of all, sir, the night that we went out, she offered me to go out with her, and I offered to go out with her. By the way, we were still, I still had a restraining order against me through her, but we decided to go out that night. So she was saying something about if I want to spend some money, just give it to the waitress. When I ordered a beer, she didn't order.
Sir,
it.
let's skip all the small talk. Let's get to the confrontation where you bust her in her face and blacken her eye.
The car we were sitting in was about this wide. Was about this far apart. She was pointing the finger in my face, telling me about how I was trying to talk to this waitress, how I was trying.
Then what? I got your point.
Anyway, now next thing I know, it just happened so fast.
What happened so fast?
It just happened so fast.
What happened so fast?
She was pushing me in my face. She was mugging me in my face. Next thing I know, I reached over and I did hit her. And instead of me I wasn't headlocking her or nothing like that. I was trying to hold her and tell her I was sorry. It just happened so fast.
While she was driving, you wanted to hold her.
Well, no, sir. The car.
What she refers to as a headlock, you refer to holding her.
The car came to a complete.
Why don't you think you should pay, sir?
Well, first of all, I think that I was defending myself.
What exactly was she doing to you while she was driving that caused you to defend yourself?
Well, she was telling me I couldn't retrieve my message. She turned the music up. She was pointing a finger in my face. She was accusing me of trying to talk to this waitress.
That caused you to bust her in her face?
Repeatedly.
Well, sir, it happened.
You're a woman beater of the worst kind.
No, sir.
Go hit this woman while she's driving, risk her life, and then fool enough to risk your own life. Hitting this woman and headlocking her and saying, well, I wasn't a headlock, I was holding her, to try and tell her I'm sorry.
That's exactly
I'm going to tell you how to tell her you're sorry. Pay her $5,000 for the plaintiff. That's how you tell her.